Oh, there we go.
In there.
Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto episode 124. Today is Thursday, March 15th, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we're here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 10-ish.
10-ish. But we've been hitting 10 for like 2 or 3 days straight now. We are doing it.
Right on it.
What is going on? Alex Daly, Franklin Reyes from New York, Alfred Robbins.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he said, I'm doing my taxes with my tax man at my place, and I'm putting them on your show. Hey, just make sure he cool, Alfred. We don't need no heat, all right?
Oh, yeah.
Crypto Q, what's going on? Sergeant Crypto, hello, everyone. What's going on?
What's good?
All right, we got a lot to cover today, long show, so we're going to jump right into a free Bitcoin winner from yesterday.
Oh, yeah. So, the free Bitcoin winner was Dan the Man, 03. Thanks for your comment. The actual topic was about Gemini actually pulling out some sort of self-regulatory framework. However, they were using the government type framework to do it. So we were saying, how do people feel about that? They said it could, basically create a monopoly where the only way you can even have an exchange is to go through the Winklevoss, type of framework, which, it could set a precedent, a dangerous precedent, really. Because if you start telling people they can't do certain stuff without this license or without this thing, you're basically defeating the point of crypto. So thanks for that comment. I already sent you that free Bitcoin. And like I said, make sure you put your public address because, like I said, the last couple videos have been some good comments, just no public address. So thank you for that, Dan the Man. Dan the Man. Thank you for that.
All right. Other than that, of course, you can still sign up for our digital assets group for a few more days at the reduced price. Other than that, it goes at full price on Sunday. So go ahead and check it out. It's literally $49 a month, or up front, I believe it's $4.99 for the entire year. Great deal going on, especially as that time. Because when I'm telling you, when that bull run comes, that price is going up, people. Like, when you come in at 20K, 30K of Bitcoin, the price is going to be higher for a group. That's everybody across the board. That's the way it works. So.
Oh yeah, and April is legendarily the best month for. Because like I said, tax time is pretty much over and all that. So. Yeah. Good time.
It's about $1 something a day, people. You can do it, especially if you want to make some more money in the crypto world. Also, of course, the podcast is available on Google Play, iTunes, and Spotify. Other than that, right now the top news, people, Bitcoin Zay called it yesterday on another show we were actually co-hosting on or guest on. But the FUD machine is now in full effect, and I think we can expect another week of nothing but FUD and bad news again. I mean, it's literally in full effect. But before we start on some of this negativity, let's talk about something so positive. Lightning Network Mainnet.
We live. It's live.
The Lightning Network is live. What does that mean to people who are watching this the first time saying, what the hell is the Lightning Network?
All right. So if you remember back in August, there was a big scaling debate, which has been going on for a couple years now. And the Bcash people thought that they should make the blocks bigger so that they can, basically increase the numbers of transactions. While in the shadows, silently, which is what crypto was built on. There were developers actually working on a solution entitled Lightning Network. So the testnet for Lightning Network has been out for a couple months now.
So the guy bought the same piece of guy bought another piece on.
Absolutely, yep. And the payment channels right now, Lightning Network nodes, which are people who have their own payment channels, which can process millions, basically. Technically, it can process infinite number of transactions instantly and for less than the cost of a penny, which is what Bitcoin is built on, to be digital cash that can be used back and forth. The company that is working on different payment channels, Lightning, of course, they actually got $2.5 million worth of investment from the CEO of Twitter, Jack Dorsey, who owns Cash App, PayPal COO, as well as a Robinhood co-founder.
So everybody who's supposed to be competing each other are investing in each other.
They are all invested into the Lightning Network because you have to understand, Bitcoin was built to have as many transactions as possible, a totally different channel outside of banks. So I'm pretty sure if they're like, well, if people are going to move to crypto, we got to get in somehow. We got to invest in it. And I'm pretty sure they'll get more investment as they go along. But $2.5 million is... Yeah, it's pretty low for some of these companies, because I've seen ICOs get 20, 30 million and they can't do nothing. They're terrible.
Right.
But I think with Lightning Network, because it is something it has to be developed, tested over and over to be perfect, it will get more investment in the future. But good to see it's up now. I actually have a few friends working on setting up Lightning nodes right now as we speak.
We already on it, people.
The KRB payment channel, maybe
Kirby Crypto payment channel.
Absolutely. So yeah, just making sure security and everything is correct on there. But great to see that happening, because now we can have transactions on chain or off chain, so to say, and simple, quick to the point, and just waiting on more development to happen. So
Sergeant Crypto, to answer your question, so why do we need Visa or Mastercard? Then we don't.
That's the point.
The only reason why we even using cash, Visa, credit cards, debit cards, all this stuff is because it hasn't been widespread adoption. As we always tell people, everywhere you go, I don't care if it's the club, the bar, the gas station, liquor store, school, just start asking, can you accept crypto? Can you accept Bitcoin? Just
all the time.
Keep asking every day. Eventually, they're going to be like, all right, what is it you trying to get me? How does it work? Explain to them in a good, quick 5 seconds that, hey, you can have it converted straight to cash. You don't even need to touch it with payment processors. And show them how to do it. And that is when we'll stop using Visa and MasterCard on the widespread. So that's great news. That is great news.
Oh, yeah.
Now, of course, we have a Dino of the day today. We wanted to get them yesterday. However, they were kind of talking during our show, so we waited until after. But we all know who the Dino of the day is. We saw everything that went down yesterday.
Get him out
California Representative Brad Sherman. Yes,
Sherman.
California. Oh, my goodness. He's here. He's here with us. Wednesday's House Subcommittee hearing on initial coin offerings, of course, happened yesterday, Wednesday. And he was quoted as saying a bunch of nonsense. First of which was, cryptocurrencies are a crop. They are popular with guys who sit around in their pajamas and tell their wives they're going to be millionaires.
Hey.
Well, right. All right, so first let's go ahead and debunk the first thing he said. Clearly, neither one of us are married. Clearly, we don't wear pajamas every day. Well, either though, sometimes, not today, but sometimes I do have basketball shorts on under under the button up.
Sometimes straight draws.
But people don't sit around in their pajamas because they have to. They do it because they want to. You could trade at home or you could trade on the go. I know people who trade at the beach out here at Santa Monica or Venice Beach every day, or at Malibu Beach. From rooftops eating, whatever, and sipping martinis or whatever. So
I think he's jealous.
Yeah, I think you're jealous. I think you're jealous. You have to wear a suit and tie every day.
You gotta wake up and
you
iron
work
your clothes.
for people like us. Right?
Exactly. You gotta wake up and iron your clothes. Like I said, I've consulted people that look, from top to bottom like the most professional, super, dressed up person, and then I come strolling in a sweatsuit, and they sit there and ask me questions for 2 hours I know it's gotta irk them at least a little bit that this dude in just regular clothes is sitting here with a wrinkled T-shirt is explaining to me a whole new asset class that I know nothing about.
And he makes more money than me.
And he makes more money. It's like, man, I've been making this tie as tight as possible for years, trying to make myself look legitimate. And then here come these guys with this totally different technology I don't know about.
Right.
Making millions, so.
And then he said, the last thing he said, he tells their wives they're going to be millionaires. Well, hey, at least somebody can, because I know you're not doing it as a congressman.
Yeah,
I mean, honestly, unless you're doing the dirty stuff that the rest of them do and got your hands dipped.
Yeah.
Second thing he said, which is something we've already stated was going to happen, and he just basically threw out the bat signal to the rest of congressmen, regulators, not only here but abroad as well. He said, he's quoted as saying, perhaps we'll have another hearing when a terrorist group has been found using cryptocurrency. We told you that was coming. And that, I'm telling you, that was a bat signal to everybody worldwide. He's like, hey, we need somebody to come through in the clutch. Next big car bombing, next big whatever building, whatever terrorist attack. We all on the same page, right?
It was funded with Bitcoin.
It was funded with Bitcoin. We are telling you it's going to happen. He's setting it up already. I mean, again, ridiculousness. But in light of all that, I do want to give some props to Minnesota Representative Tom Emmer, member of the Congressional Blockchain Caucus, was lauded on crypto Twitter for breaking with his fellow lawmakers with a full throttle defense of the technology. He was quoted as saying to start off his speech, or what he had to say, he is quoted as saying, I hear elected officials who don't have any concept of what we're dealing with here talking about we have to go in and regulate.
Thank you. What are you talking about, Sherman?
He argued that Congress should not attempt to regulate a subject it does not understand, and added that access to capital is something Democrats and Republicans should celebrate. I don't understand why it's that hard.
Yeah.
We're trying to help other people have access to money that we have traditionally cut off for no apparent reason other than they're different or they live in a different country.
Yeah.
Why is that hard to believe?
Absolutely.
So, props to him. And he's being lauded right now as like the new crypto daddy. Or I'm not calling nobody that, but I guess that's what they're saying, because they said it for the CFTC guy at first.
Yeah, Giancarlo.
Yeah, but now they're saying he's another one. But that's what's up. Person to stand strong. I mean, hey, he's already seen the writing on the wall, but Thurman, what's his name? Sherman? Listen, this guy has no clue what he's talking about.
Sherman.
And before we give him this loud roar, we want to go ahead and let you know to stay tuned because we might be going live later. Or I might be going live. Bitcoin's going to be buzzing around doing some business. Yeah. But it turns out Representative Brad Sherman's office is all of 25 minutes away.
Pull up.
Guess who's about to pull up today to go see him?
Yep.
I don't know if he's back from D.C. As so I can say it on camera, I'm leaving the tar and feather at home. I'm not going to do anything illegal. But I'm pulling up on him today. I'm pulling up on the office. I already called it this morning. The line's been busy all morning, I guess, because of the craziness he said yesterday. Everybody's blowing it up. But I will be pulling up on him today. I don't know. I might take my laptop with me and just sit in the parking lot for 3 or 4 hours to see if I can catch him coming out on the side. But
hey, your shirt.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have that conversation with him today. So I'll try to either live stream it or at least have my phone recorded. But I am going to pull up on him today. That is happening. Other than that, let's go ahead and give Representative Bob Sherman or Brad Sherman, who cares and who knows, a loud roar. One more time. Oh, there we go. Yeah, he deserves every bit of that too.
Double up on him.
Oh my goodness.
Super Dino, man. Super Dino.
This is crazy. Yeah. And for those who don't know what pull up means, that means I'm going to go pay him a visit today.
Yeah.
It's like the Godfather's way of saying paying somebody a visit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm going to go talk to him about some things. Let's see.
Young Sherman.
Well, old Sherman, clearly, but also at that same hearing in D.C., Coinbase had one of their execs there. He called out the federal regulators for harming innovation. You know what? So 2 things. Clap, bravo for actually calling him out. However, Coinbase doesn't want to talk because they're basically working with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, he called him out saying, no one knows what's going on. You all don't know what it is, yet you're still going to regulate it. And one of the things, Lempriest, that was his name. One of the things he kind of hinted on really hard was that, where is it at? He was saying the SEC has everything we say every day. The SEC has a thing for it. The IRS says what it is. FinCEN, CFTC, here it is right now. He's saying all these different services. Yeah, I don't even know. Securities and Exchange Commission, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, CFTC, the IRS, the Financial Crimes Network, FinCEN, the Federal Trade Commission. The one I always forget to mention is the NFA, the National Futures Association, which handles all the future stuff. They have their own thing for it as well.
These people?
But he's saying that you all can't even agree what you want to do. Right here, according to Olympus, the SEC, which is in charge of securities transactions, considers crypto as securities, while the CFTC, who fully controls the commodity derivatives transactions, claims that tokens are commodities. FinCEN has authority for know your customer anti-money, I can't even say AML matters, and considers tokens to be money. Meanwhile, according to the IRS, the digital coins should be considered as property for tax treatment. So right here, you literally have about, 3, 4, 5 different agencies in America telling you what crypto is and what it isn't, and they can't even agree on it. Yet, as a business, we're supposed to know what to do to move forward.
Exactly.
That is called stifling innovation.
It's simple.
When you hang above a small business head, you're going to get fined to the point you go bankrupt, or you're going to go to jail or prison, all for trying to figure out what this new crypto world ecosystem is and how to move it forward in the best way possible. When you're trying to punish everybody for imaginary threats that hasn't even came to fruition yet, that is stifling innovation, and that is what our government is doing.
Oh yeah, and honestly, the fact that as American organizations, they think they can regulate a global currency that can be created instantly. There are children right now, 12, 13 years old, that can get on a computer and create a cryptocurrency in about less than an hour.
They really don't get that. I don't think they get that.
They don't get it because honestly, they're looking at it as this random new asset class that they don't know about. So all right, we got to regulate it. We know that just to start, but they have to change. Like I've always said, to be in crypto, you have to change your way of thinking because the regulation gene that they have, where they have to regulate everything. It's gonna go away real fast when they understand exactly the parameters of trying to regulate cryptocurrency. Because the one who was it? It was somebody in I think the UK actually admitted we can't regulate it. So we need other people to help us to help self-regulate because we can't do it ourselves. They don't have enough people in the government to do it. But honestly, they're gonna get to the point. I keep saying they're gonna eat themselves because people are just going to start saying, you know what, forget y'all. I'm just going to do it, and I'll deal with it later.
I told you, I'm going to pull up with him today. I'm not playing. I'm going to go see him.
Yeah, they got to get
Torrance J Playlist said, my girl works for CFTC. Tell her to get us an interview with somebody that's high up on the chain, and so we can get them live on here and talk to them about this madness and see what's going on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there we go. A1 Dub says, so we have a spy on the inside? Oh, yeah. That's what I'm thinking as well.
Oh, yeah.
All right, next, moving on. Chat app giant Telegram bans sanctionized individuals territories from this ICO. Now, this is a huge story, people, because as you know, Telegram has been like a crypto haven for traders, pump and dumpers, schemers, scammers, whatever you are in the ecosystem, signalers, good and bad. It has been a place where everyone can go. Now, of course, you know, they had this thing under hush for a while. They're supposed to be doing the ICO. They still kind of denying it, but it turns out they are going to move forward with it. It looks like it might be one of the biggest ICOs in history. Looking at, I think they've already accumulated about $1.6 billion. Yeah. So it's going to be huge, right? However, they are saying that here we are, according to them, you know, anybody who's been restricted or relatives of sanctioned individuals, as well as residents of territories under sanction, including Crimea, I can't never say that, Cuba, Iran, North Korea, and Syria, or has been listed on the sanction list of the U.S., UK, European Union, or United Nations Security Council, are not allowed to participate in any round of the closed ICO. And this is what's crazy, because this is the opposite of what crypto is. This is the opposite of what Telegram has been doing since they started. This is the opposite of everything the community stands for. So, I mean,
imaginary lines that it's becoming more apparent, you know, to people. It's like, hey, you do realize that they literally are taking something that's global and then they put it within the framework of America. So we have enemies, or we have people we don't like, or countries we don't like. So it's like, oh yeah, it's open to everybody except those people over there we don't like. And if you let it happen to one group, it can happen to you.
It's going to happen to everyone.
As soon as they say we don't like your group, then all of a sudden you're a sanctioned individual and your family members, which is crazy. I mean, you got a daughter, a cousin, or something like that they're sanctioned simply because of where you were born.
Well, that's where we're at now. I mean, move fast forward, and Andres Antonopoulos always says it. He's like, what's going to happen when you vote for the wrong party? Yeah. When you go to the wrong protest, and they can track all this stuff. Yep. You're going to be put on that list too. And it's a slippery slope from a business perspective, because for one, Telegram, don't forget, we love you, but you can be replaced too. Yeah. All right, you're not the only one out there. You can be replaced too. But, you know, it's definitely external pressure. You said that earlier. There's definitely external pressure going on with Telegram, because for them to be going on the trajectory they've been already, and then to automatically just do a 180 where they're saying, well, actually, if you're not friends with the U.S., UK, EU, United Nations Security Council, you can't participate in this ICO. We're closing you off from this capital. It just makes no sense. I think what's happening is this. I think they're doing their ICO. They're running it. They are getting a lot of money. And, I mean, long story short, a U.S. regulator in the EU, all these countries, U.S., UK, EU, all their regulators came in and was like, here's the deal. If you don't want us to charge you with some BS made up securities violation or whatever, imprison both of you, fine you another $1.5 billion and all that good stuff, then you're going to have this list of people who can't buy into it. Because why else for an ICO, why you say people in Cuba can't buy into it? Why does that matter? They can't buy into your company?
They don't even know you.
Right, that's my point. So it's just,
they barely even know what are you talking about. But yeah, we just got random sanctions on. And I know one thing. If we start messing with these countries, I will say China and Russia have their back. And if they want to devalue the dollar, that's when you start seeing the tumble. So we better tread lightly, and all this regulation, we got to stop. Well, not we, but they got to stop thinking that they can police the entire world when there's an entirely new technology they don't understand. And their first instinct is just, we basically got to make sure anybody making money except them. Can't let them get it or whatnot. So it's more of the same. It's
ridiculous, but you know what? Again, Google will find out the hard way in some years to come, maybe even sooner than that. Telegram will find out the hard way too. But even though I'm pretty sure they don't care. They're just like, look, we about to do this IPO or ICO. We're about to get this $1.62 billion, exit scam, and let whoever else want to run it.
Y'all got it.
Yeah. All right. Several here. Let me pull up this next one. This was another great one. Several organizations, including most recently the Electronic Frontier Foundation, have misleadingly listed both Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash under one payment option as Bitcoin.
Jesus.
So if you don't fully understand what that means, it's been three groups or three main organizations. The EFF, which one we just said. Who else was it? Microsoft did it as well. So you can see Microsoft here. And also, it was one more. BitPay, or Tor and BitPay.
Yeah.
So long story short, what they've been doing is, we all know Bitcoin Cash, Roger Ver, Jahan Wu, his crew of folks, have tried to promote Bcash as the real Bitcoin. And it looks like a lot of, Microsoft, a couple payment processors, Tor, as well as EFF, they don't know the difference. They're offering it. They haven't fully understood the difference of the cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin and Bcash, so they're listing them both as Bitcoin, and it's messing up the payment system. And of course, people are going to eventually lose funds because of it.
Yeah.
Unfortunate, very unfortunate, but
get it together, man.
This is why Bcash can make money, people, because they took that marketing. You know,
I mean, they even took the Bitcoin Twitter name, which they actually starting to get banned now because they're basically putting out Bcash stuff and marketing it as Bitcoin, which, like I said, there's nothing wrong with an altcoin. Just use your own name. It's not a big deal to come out with some altcoin that you think could do better than Bitcoin. All of them say they can do better than Bitcoin. Only thing is they're not trying to name themselves after it and then say we're the real. Come on, man. That's terrible. But at the same time, a lot of people lost a lot of money. I was actually consulting one lady. She was telling me about how much Bitcoin she was trying to move. And she was like, well, the only problem is when I try and move it to Coinbase or whatnot, it's not going into the wallet. It turns out it was actually Bitcoin Cash she had. And she had a wallet through Bitcoin.com, which is misleading because Bitcoin.org is the real Bitcoin. So, Bitcoin.com wallet, she tried to transfer it to Coinbase, actually lost those funds and was trying to, figure out how to return them. But that's what's happening to people. A lot of new people in the space are thinking they have a bunch of Bitcoin. You got a bunch of Bcash sitting there, through the wallet. And, a lot of the new people are getting scared off because they're like, well, what happened? My money's gone, it's whatever. Hey, that's the price of playing, so to say. But pretty malicious stuff there, but.
Oh, my goodness. Going back to Torrance J playlist, his girlfriend who works for the CFTC and she being a spy. He was saying no, but I know a couple of people in the building who see some stuff before it gets released.
Word.
And let's just say the CFTC really wants it to be regulated heavy. Oh, of course, they all do. They all do.
Alphabet boys. They won't
stop. You ask her from time to time what she says. She just says Lori Language regulation. Hey, if she want to be live on the show, let us know, Torrance. We'll get her on live. I know Lori Language very well. I've done a lot in that space. So, yep. All right. Next up, South Korea raised 3 crypto exchanges in embezzlement probe. Here we go. And trust me, people, this story, we're mentioning this story and a couple more like it because it's setting it up for something that's very funny toward the end. But South Korea raided 3 cryptocurrency exchanges in embezzlement probe. Name speaks for itself. They said basically these exchanges were laundering money and, all the same stuff we hear. They've been embezzling money, laundering money. Looks like about $600 million worth of foreign currencies has been exchanged illegally, including unrecorded capital outflows using cryptocurrencies.
Ah, man.
Now,
mind your business, man.
Mind your business, but we also know that's not true because if $600 million, it's in foreign countries. I was about to say, because all that was in cryptocurrency, somebody would sell that on the market.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And on top of that, every time they say somebody's laundering or doing it not within their regulatory framework, it sucks because there's honestly people that think they should regulate how you use your money. That is hilarious to me. Like, why are you pocket watching? That's
right. That is some pocket watching.
Get off. Yeah, hop off, please. Like, let me do what I'm doing. But I guess like I said, they can use the illicit transactions excuse over and over, and people will go with it. So, even though there's no such thing as an illicit, the only illicit transaction is when you don't pay what you said you were going to pay. That's an illicit transaction. Everything else is, I agree to pay you this, and you give me that. Boom. That's it. So.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. As you see, they took the hard drives, mobile phones, documents, in the search for evidence. Yeah,
they're going to find some Bitcoins on the computer.
Well, exactly. It's going to be missing. It's going to get missing as soon as they do find the Bitcoins. And again, it is one of those things where how much power does the state have? Clearly, they have enough to come in and overtake an entire business, even when they still don't know. And South Korea is a little bit different. They do know a lot about crypto in general, but still, an overreach of power. But hey, let's see if anybody gets a heart attack this week. Next up, I'm serious. Next up, Philippine Senator Leila de Lima has filed a bill to impose stricter penalties for cryptocurrency-related crimes due to the complexity of the investigation process, according to a press release from the Philippine Senate published Tuesday, March 13th. So this senator, of course, that's what they do. That's what they try and do to crypto people for no reason. Look, for this right here, for numbers. You see that balloon? For zeros and ones, for numbers. Yeah. So this Philippine senator, she's basically writing a bill and making the case saying that, hey, since it's so hard to track this, since it takes so much more investigative work, we should actually raise the penalty 1 degree higher than whatever we would have given this. If it's involved with cryptocurrency, it's automatically 1 higher. So let's say it was a misdemeanor, it turns into a felony automatically, right? And they're saying they should do this, right? They're saying, right, really, she's saying they should do this because of the fact that it's difficult to track it. Due to its anonymous or pseudonymous character, law enforcement agencies may encounter difficulty in tracing the user or owner of virtual currency used in the commission of crimes, therefore necessitating a higher penalty for use. Again, it hasn't been that many crimes in the space. People still use cash.
And on top of that, that's your job. Are you literally saying we should impose higher penalties because it's hard? I'm pretty sure she just stated it's hard to find these people, so we should make it more harsh or whatnot. Your job is to find these people. Unless somebody snitches, usually you can't find anything. And then when you do, it's going to take a while. Like we said, crypto regulation and all this stuff is a lot that goes into it. So you might as well let the free market run.
Look where she ended up. Of course, money laundering and terrorist financing.
Yay.
I'm telling you, people, they all get a messaging and themes to talk. Listen, especially United States, I can say this for a fact. In the United States, they get what's called either talkers, like depending on what region you work at, either whether you're abroad or here in the States, you get these talkers, whatever, basically what they're called. And it's a list of the overall theme, all the messaging, all the points you're going to hit on. I've written these up. I've sent them to the Pentagon to get them checked over. You know, the 1-2, they got to make sure everything's good to go with their chain of command. They sent it back, and we push them out to everybody who's in charge of anything out here, okay? Yeah. I'm telling you this for a fact. They have that. So since I've seen this on our national level, on the military level, I would not be surprised to see ambassadors and U.S. ambassadors in different countries have this same thing and push it out to different people in different countries. That's what we do. So when you see this same stuff, money laundering, terrorist financing, they are literally just mimicking something that usually a 20-something-year-old wrote, got it once over by the higher-ups, and been pushed out across the globe everywhere.
Yeah. And honestly, they're using a tactic the media does where if they mention, even if you don't like something, if they mention it over and over, all you start to subconsciously, especially if you don't know about Bitcoin, subconsciously, every time you think about Bitcoin, you think of money laundering, criminals, which when you ask people about it, that's the first thing they mention. Like, people don't realize that they've actually trained you to think that's all Bitcoin is used for. That's all. And then when people learn about Bitcoin, start using it, they fall in love with it and they get hit by the crypto bug. And you talk to them 2 months later and like, oh man, I'm doing this, I bought that, I'm mining that, and you're just like, yeah, we know it's actually great technology. It's a good payment system, and you know we're building on the ground floor. How many times do you get it on the ground floor?
Yep, gaslighting. Go
yep.
ahead. I'll highlight this one comment right here. Anya92 said, "Do you guys become desensitized to the FUD that they are spreading? Mainstream media, Coinbase, Bit. Yep, we sure do.
Yeah,
he's way more desensitized than me. It's sometimes I'm like, hey, don't we need the X, Y, and Z? He's just like,
trust me, man. It's all good. Like I said, back in the day, if Mt. Gox didn't kill Bitcoin, it wasn't gonna die. That was really to me. I was like, because it was in its infancy. There was no Robinhood app and Cash App and all this, Lightning Network. None of that was around. We were still scared because we didn't know. When Mt. Gox went down, I was like, this may be it. But after getting over that, it was like, if that didn't kill Bitcoin, nothing will, because that was an almost $1 trillion mistake.
Right.
So if that didn't happen, if that didn't mess up a lot of stuff, then whatever.
Yep, definitely A-Dub to God. We do remember the movie Dope when they were using Bitcoin. Now I think that was a great introduction to Bitcoin for another sub-segment of the population.
The model that was in Dope that was thrown up, I actually met her last night at the airport.
Oh, small world. He done met everybody in the world out here already.
Yeah.
When is the market going to be decentralized? Hopefully, or decent. When is the market going to be desensitized? Probably another 2 years.
Yeah, at least. It's going to take the new people some time.
Because it's going to keep being new. Yeah, it's going to keep being new people. And just like your experience, and some people even experience it now, they're like, all right, we're trying to listen to y'all, but the price is still going down. We're like, yep. That's what happens.
When the price is going lower while innovation is increasing, that is the most exciting time. So if you think, like I said, you'll remember who was around in the bear market, because a lot of people disappeared. They didn't believe in the technology. They were just speculating, gambling, so to say. And so...
All right, so here's a funny story. After the last two stories of the Philippine senator, stricter penalties for crypto and crimes because of money launderers and terrorists, South Korea raiding offices. Of course, you got Sherman Thurman over here in the U.S. talking about how crypto's for terrorists and crocs and people who wish their wives to be rich one day. Well, it looks like Brazilian officials have been caught using Bitcoin in a $22 million scam. Wait, so are you telling me public officials elected by the people, kind of like, or appointed officials or appointed people for the state, such as the Secret Security, or was it Secret Services officer in the Ross Ulbricht case who stole a bunch of Bitcoin.
Million worth. Yeah.
Are you telling me there is corruption in the government?
What?
You don't say.
Oh, man.
You don't say.
Don't use it because we need it.
Right? It looks like the scam involved mistaking. Well, let's see. Hold on. Let me go right here. All right. Police officials in Rio de Janeiro have uncovered a money laundering scheme in which the state officials siphoned off money intended for prison supplies using Bitcoin to exchange some of the proceeds. The scam involved misstating the budget spent on food for state-run prisons, ultimately diverting funds worth $22.4 million through only a small portion of the total, although only a small portion of the total was converted into Bitcoin. So first of all, you talk about money laundering. But the government people are actually the ones laundering money. And not just them. We've seen it here in the United States when it comes to the banks and all that. You think all these people who worked for the government at the time of the bailout back in 2008, who gave banks billions of dollars, who turned around and went back into the private sector literally a year later, didn't see some of that money?
Oh, yeah.
That, to me, is money laundering. That is laundering money.
Yeah.
And that is criminal. And that's what's going on. Agency Brazil reports that the money laundering scheme has been going on since 2001, long before some of the participants started converting cash into Bitcoin. So this thing has been going on for over 17 years. Yeah. So all this criminal stuff that people keep talking about, money laundering, this, that, they do it with cash. Yeah. They're going to keep doing it with cash. That is the most widely used. The United States dollar is the most widely used form of currency for criminals around the world. Yeah. It has been for a very long time.
Criminals have been here before Bitcoin.
And here's the biggest kicker of this story. Let me see if I can find it here. Hold on. Here we go. At least one state official said the scheme was spearheaded by former Rio de Janeiro governor, the governor, Sergio Cabral, who was sentenced to 14 years in prison in 2017 for charges that included corruption and money laundering. Can't trust the governor. Who can you trust? Yeah. All right. You can trust the zeros and ones in a decentralized economy because that doesn't change.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is the funniest story. You see these two stories coming from the Philippines, from South Korea, from the United States, and Brazil comes around, and it's not even unique to Brazil. This is the same old story we saw in many countries. But to see them come back around and launder money, corruption, steal money, and then the governor goes to prison. I mean, come on.
It's hilarious.
It is hilarious.
14 years. Congressman
Sherman looks like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons. That is funny.
Oh, yeah.
Again, I mean, this is the craziness that goes on the crypto people. It's nothing else needs to be said.
Oh, yeah.
Boom. Major South Korean exchange Bithumb partners with BitPay to corner $200 billion market. So long story short, what's going on with Bithumb and BitPay?
Well, basically, they partnered with BitPay because they need to compete with other people, and they're basically using BitPay as a settlement layer. Because BitPay has been proven to be able to settle payments, even though they do have a funny scheme going on with the percentages. They are taking a large percentage. BitPay is, sort of trusted, even though they sort of, moving towards the Bcash side. So as far as, bank fees and things of that nature, Bithumb and BitPay is looking like the new solution. So just a way for people to make their money. And honestly, if you can do it faster, you can use these businesses and, you can kind of offload a lot of the work onto them, which, because Bitcoin is such a good technology, it's a lot cheaper, a lot faster, less of a headache. So,
and right here they're saying, right now people are doing cross-border payments and paying bank wires. Transfer fee is around 4%, and it takes about 4 days. Using Bithumb and BitPay, we're able to make this a 1% fee in 1 business day. Of course, you could just do that with any other crypto on your own, but for businesses, this is huge that they're actually coming out and they're about to challenge the status quo. I actually never clicked on this. Let me see what.
First of all, this is like Bitcoin goes.
Y'all can't say y'all don't like this new thing. Thanks, Alex G.
BitPay, and as I understand it, you're actually on track to process about $4 billion worth of payments this year, right?
Yeah, it's pretty exciting to show that Bitcoin's actually being used other than just trading. So people around the world are using Bitcoin that might not have a credit card, where it's cheaper, quicker than a bank wire, to make payments around the world to companies like Microsoft and Newegg, or to law firms or real estate development construction projects we're working with.
So today you're announcing a...
There we go, people.
There we go.
This is happening. This is happening whether you want it to or not. We are there. The fact that a big company, a couple of big companies like this are trying to bring this to the masses will be huge. BitPay says on course to process $4 billion worth of payments this year. And again, this thing is only going to get bigger. It's only going to get bigger. So I think that's going to be pretty cool moving forward.
Yeah, nice partnership here.
All right. And then last story. Florida government agency employee arrested for mining crypto using department computers.
Oh, yeah.
What is going on in Florida? He got the hard hat on and everything with the laptop.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
I love stories like this because as a former IT admin who used to mine using computers back when they had no clue about Bitcoin, made some good money doing that, but it was hilarious. I mean, I always kind of had this inside joke when I was at work because I had access to computers, whatever, old computers that they weren't thinking about, and I could mine it. But this guy from the Florida Department of Citrus. Oh, man, that's a hell of a department.
Florida Department of Citrus.
He was arrested because he was mining. He had 24 GPUs, I believe, and he was using it to mine, and their electricity bill went up by 40%, which is how they found out about it, which, like I said, he didn't take his precautions to make sure they didn't find out. However, what I will say is it is hilarious that people who work for the government, we keep telling you, they want it just as bad as us. I mean, the people at the top may be saying, you know, oh, it's bad, it's this. The people who are working there are like, hey, I don't even like him that much. Like, actually, like,
you know how to get some more of that?
Yeah, like he don't say hi to me in the morning. I don't know him. You know what I mean? So basically, they're taking into their own hands. And honestly, if you have the ability, I mean, you won't have too much, you know, too many opportunities to use other people's equipment in order to make money. So we've seen people in Russia try and use a supercomputer to mine. We've seen another government official, you know, try and do the same thing, which they failed as well because of electricity. But it's just hilarious to me. These stories are always funny because just a guy trying to make some money, Department of Citrus guy. So
hey, he was like, "He ain't here talking about oranges.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get this crypto, man."
Oh yeah. Yep.
No, that's just pretty funny. I mean, again, it's crazy how for you it's almost full circle. Were you doing it 4 years ago?
Yeah.
Trying to mine it or mining it from the work computer, and now like these officers are actually looking at how much energy consumption is going in and out of the building. Like, well, why did it spike on the weekends from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. when Bob's here by himself, the janitor?
They had no clue. I was like, Jesus, y'all are dumb.
I can't wait until Brad Sherman, Representative Brad Sherman's office has that CPU or that processing power spike, energy consumption spike, and find out he's in his office late at night mining Bitcoin.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. All right, so we'll take one more comment, then we'll do the free Bitcoin and get you all up out of here. What are your, on your 92 again, what are your thoughts on Bitcoin post G20 meeting? Of course, the G20 conference happened in Argentina. Do you think that Coinbase will announce that they will start to buy Bitcoin and other cryptos, which is bullish for Bitcoin, would be bearish? So I'm not going to say nothing about Coinbase. That really don't have anything to do with the G20 meeting.
Yeah.
That's more of a, Coinbase is a private company in the United States. The G20 is for an international crowd. Personally, I think it's going to be bearish for a little bit longer. Only because they're not going to say nothing positive to push it to the global economy. Oh, central banks. All right, there we go. Do you think that central banks will announce that they will start? Oh, do you think central banks? No, not right now.
Nah, I think
they still got some fight left in them.
Yeah,
they still got some fight.
They're going to introduce, I think it'll be a slight panic. Just because, like I said, the uncertainty of what will happen may cause people to panic. And all you need is a small drop from where we are now in order to get Bitcoin down to that 6,000, 5,000 range. Because once panic sets in, boom, they can buy at a price that I think the actual regulators and people want to buy at.
They want to buy it at
like
2,000.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They want to buy it as low as possible. However, I think that meeting coming right before April is literally the bounce that everybody's looking for. It's around this time, and then boom, when it explodes in April, that's when the FOMO sets in because everybody who just learned about it, they're like, oh, I can't miss it now. I can't miss it next time it goes up. So I think they will, like somebody said, they'll pull a Jamie Dimon. They'll come out with some terrible news like we're looking to ban all cryptos unless they're regulated by us type news or whatever. I'll just be sitting there with my popcorn waiting for it to get over. But, you know, as soon as it goes over or whatever, it'll be over.
While he has the popcorn, I'll be over the stove stirring up some hot tar, plucking the duck, about to get this tar and feather thing popping this year. Listen, I think hashtag tar and feather 2018. All right, all these politicians who are super either out of touch or just super old, whatever it is. Look, I'm not paying no attention to them. Yeah. No one's stopping this. All right, no one's stopping this. We need to get them out of here. Other than that, people, for the free Bitcoin, real quick, what are we doing?
For the free Bitcoin, let's keep this discussion going. How do you think G20 will affect the market?
Perfect.
And actually tell us, you know, you can walk us through how you think it'll affect it positive or negative. Put that public address and we'll send you that free Bitcoin.
All right. And of course, we love constructive criticism, so let us know what you'd like to see on this show as well in that comment if you want. And also, everything you should need will be in our show notes after the show a few hours later, so you can check back if you guys need to get in touch or anything.
Oh, yeah.
Other than that, have a great day. Cheers to everyone, and we will see you all tomorrow at
10-ish. Oh, yeah. Have a good one.